Is Martin Gawecki, who has been a Toastmaster for 3 weeks. So kudos to him for stepping up to the plate so soon. He joined Toastmasters in order to improve his professional communication skills. Today, Martin will be giving his first speech, the Icebreaker Toastmaster speech from the Competent Communicator Manual. The title of his 4 to 6 minute speech is Vodka is Polish. Please join me in welcoming Martin.
Madam Toastmaster, fellow members and guests, bardzo się cieszę, że mogę z wami dziś pomówić, porozmawiać i powiedzieć wam trochę o swoim życiu. Now, for those of you who are not versed in Eastern European languages, you'll probably think that was Russian. It wasn't. It was Polish. I was hoping Mark could be here because he would probably be able to tell the difference. So as part of the icebreaker, I'm going to talk about my life, myself, and I'll talk about where I've been. I've talked about where I think I am and where I think I'm going, although I probably won't discuss that much of that part because I really don't know. And all of this really begins with vodka. I'm just kidding. It begins with the fact that I'm Polish. So one of my defining characteristics is the fact that I was born in Poland, even though I'm a naturalized citizen. And I say defining characteristic because a lot of my American friends will say, well, you're more Polish than you're American. And the reason for that is because every once in a while we'll be talking about random issues or experiences, and then I'll ask some kind of silly, by American standards, question like, what is this Charlie Brown Christmas special that you guys are talking about? Everyone will say, what do you mean? You've never seen it, you've never heard of it. And so there are a lot of these experiences that I've noticed that I've sort of missed out on. And I sort of attribute that all to not going to kindergarten in the U.S. So when I came to the U.S. in second grade, there was this poster on the first grade and a lot of the kindergarten doors that said, everything I needed to know, I learned in kindergarten. And at first I thought that was kind of funny and not really accurate because you're learning all your life, you're sort of in school for many, many, many years. So how would that possibly be true? And then I sort of, as I encountered more of these experiences where I didn't know some of these basic nursery rhymes or analogies or phrasings, I started to feel that a little bit. So that's where I guess I sort of agree with the fact that I'm more Polish than I am American while I'm in the U.S. Now, while I'm in Poland, my friends say I'm more American than I'm Polish, of course, because I've spent more of my recent time here. I have some of the cadence, some of the phrasing, some of the ways of being. But really, I kind of consider myself a citizen of the world. And that's even not really very accurate because I haven't really seen all that much of the world. Most of the places that I've been are the U.S., Poland, and I was actually living in Kuwait for a couple of years when I was like 2 years old, 3 years old, 4 years old. But I really don't remember much of it. So my only claim to fame is really that I missed the Gulf War by a couple of months. We were on vacation in Poland while that was happening, so we lost our house there and never went back. But that's really all I can say about being in Kuwait. So my past sort of ends around the time when I came to the U.S. And the most hilarious anecdote I can share with you guys from that is we actually arrived here in 1992, me and my family, 2 days before Halloween. And so we were absolutely terrified of all of these little kids showing up dressed up as ghosts and ghouls and goblins and all kinds of stuff, not knowing why they're at our door yelling at us to give them candy. So that was probably one of my first experiences in the U.S. Wow. That was one of the more defining things that I remember. And really the part of my life that I would say begins the more current version of who I am actually starts around 1999. That's because around that year, or on that year, my parents actually decided to try to go back to Poland pretty permanently. And so they took all of us, me, my brother, and my younger sister, and we went back there for a year. We went to school. They were trying to see if we could move back there permanently. Ultimately, that didn't work out because of a lot of different issues, but I think that was one of the more successful failures in my parents' education. And I say that because that was really the time when I started to be able to speak Polish. When I was growing up, I obviously spoke it. When I came to the U.S., after 7 years of being here, my brother, my sister, and I started getting into the lazy habit of just speaking English. Even when we were at home, our parents would yell at us, tell us to speak our native tongue, and we would never do that. After a year in Poland, though, that the language was so solidified in our minds that now I find it very awkward to speak to my brother and my sister in English. It's just very unnatural. So that was really a sort of a breakthrough moment of exaltation, of becoming one with sort of my Polish heritage. Ever since then, we came back. I went to high school here. I did my undergraduate here. I went to grad school at USC, so fight on. I only say that sometimes around my functional who went to UCLA, but I'm not really a huge fan of either school that I've been to, so sorry about that. So yeah, I came back to the US. I did my school here. I started working here only 3 months ago, so I'm a relatively recent sort of employee and adult, and I'm very happy to be here. I'm sort of letting LA define me as a person right now. I'm really happy to be around the beaches. I like the food scene here, and that's kind of who I'm growing to be right now. And as I said, who I will be in the future, I'm not really sure about, so we're going to skip that. And the conclusion of this speech really is that vodka is Polish. Now, when MJ first asked me to provide a topic or a title for this whole icebreaker, that was a title that came to my mind, although I couldn't really tie it into anything. But really, I wanted to get that message across. So if there's one thing that you guys take away from this entire thing today, it's that vodka is Polish. There are historical documents to support the fact that the Poles were the first to distill it, not the Russians. So next time you drink it, enjoy it the Polish way. Thank you.